Hey guys, we are going to be adding some numbers in scientific notation, okay? In order to do this, you need to have a basic understanding of what scientific notation is and also know how to add decimals. If you need a review of either of those, I will link some videos in the corner. Let's go ahead and get started, okay? These numbers are in scientific notation, and since we have negative exponents, that means these are really, really small numbers, okay? So they're kind of hard to add and subtract and all of those things, but when we have them in scientific notation, it's a lot easier, okay? So when we are adding these, what we are looking for is we want our exponents to be the same, okay? In the top example, they are. In the bottom example, they aren't, okay? So we're going to look at both ways. So on my top example, when they are already the same, it's really easy. I'm just going to go ahead and add these decimals, okay? So I'm going to add 2.11 plus 4.7, okay? I can add a little 0 there so that they line up nicely, okay? When I add decimals, I line up the decimals, and then I just go ahead and add 1 plus 0 gives me 1, 1 plus 7 gives me 8. I drop that decimal down, and 4 plus 2 gives me 6, okay? So I've got 6.81, and we are times 10 to the negative 6th power. Whoa, that wasn't too bad, right? Not too bad at all. Okay, all right, now let's look at the bottom when they aren't the same, okay? A little different, but not too bad. All we need to do is get them the same, okay? So I need to convert one of these so that they're the same. We can either get them both in 10 to the negative 6th power or both in 10 to the negative 4th power, okay? So let's go ahead and just get them in 10 to the negative 6th power. So this is just what I kind of need to think about it, okay? So this one is already there, so I can just rewrite it. 4.25 times 10 to the negative 6th plus, this one is to the negative 4th, and we want it to be to the negative 6th, okay? So this is when I think, okay, if I were converting this back to standard notation, right, I would move my decimal place over 4 times to the left because we're negative, right? So once I moved it here, I would have 3 more to go, right? So I'd be in 10 to the negative 3. And then I move it over again, I'd be in 10 to the negative 2, right? So I want to be in 10 to the negative 6th, okay? So if I moved it this way, that would mean I need to move an extra one that way to get to where I want it to be, right? Hopefully that makes sense. If I move it over again, I would be in 10 to the negative 6th, right? So if I move this over twice, that's going to put me in 10 to the negative 6th power. Because if my decimal point is right here, to get to where I want to be, I need to move over 6 times, right? So it would be 202 times 10 to the negative 6th power, okay? So now these two numbers are the same, just one is more simplified than the other, right? Okay, so now I can just add these, right? They're in the same power. So I'm going to take 202, which might look like it doesn't have a decimal, but when it looks like that, there's just one at the end, right? Because I want to line those decimals up. So there they are lined up. I can add the zeros there so that they line up nicely, right? Okay, I'm just adding these. So I get 0 plus 5 gives me 5. 0 plus 2 gives me 2. I'm still on the screen, right? Yep. Drop my decimal down. 2 plus 4 gives me 6. 0, 2. Okay, so I get 206.25 times 10 to the negative 6th. Okay, but we are not quite done. Okay, we are very close, but not quite. To truly be in scientific notation, I want my decimal point to just have one number in front of it, right? Right now we have 3 numbers in front of it, okay? So again, we want to convert this. So if I want my decimal point right here instead, I did it in a different color, right? That means I want to move it to the left too. Well, since this is a really small number, when I'm moving to the left, I'm getting closer to that small number, right? So it's going to be 2.0625 times 10 to the negative, again, we're moving this way, so we're getting closer to that number. If I were to go all the way over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's where I want to be, right? So if I'm right here, I only have to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's going to be 10 to the negative 4th. Okay, and that is my answer. Okay, if you need some examples of subtracting or when our numbers are positive, multiplying, dividing, I'm going to be working on some of those. I will link a playlist for you. But hopefully this made sense. Thanks. Bye.